What's good, y'all? I ain't staying on long tonight. It's kind of late. I just wanted to tap in with y'all. What is up? We got in the building. Chime in. I want to see who we got in there. Uh, Last weekend was a good fight weekend, man. Terence Crawford sent David Avaneysan to the Shadow Realm. One of his best knockouts. Shouts out to Terence Crawford. Crawford fans is on my ass, yo. And I don't understand why. Like, how did I become like public enemy number one? It seemed like with either of the fan bases, if you are not completely championing their guy, if you say anything critical to either guy, you're a fanboy of the other guy and you're a hater of the guy they like. The shit is weird. You know? It's getting weird now. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Ugh. Yeah, man, this is not one of them pandering channels, yo. This is not a fanboy channel. You ain't gonna hear everything that your guy does is right. You ain't gonna hear everything that your guy does is wrong. I call it spade a spade. And now we're gonna discuss was Terence Crawford's pay-per-view a success? All right. So first you gotta measure what you think a success is. Yeah, they definitely are. Yeah, they definitely are. A lot of people didn't catch that. A lot of people didn't catch that. My man, manager Marty, Dude says manager Marty, the Philadelphia seized the cargo ship owned by Chase Bank. Ooh, I didn't know that. Yeah, former boxer. Wow. Okay. That's interesting news, dude. Okay. I remember when the that JP Morgan shipment was seized. But I ain't trying to get the live shut down. So we're gonna keep it boxing. You know how YouTube roll. They be on turkey time. Uh so I did two interviews and it was about Terence Crawford or the BLK Prime card, the top half of the card not getting paid yet, and guys wrote it off. Guys was like, "Oh, this is false news." It was a tweet from a false account. I didn't get the information from the tweet. So for anybody that thinks that's where I got it from, or I got my information from who was it, Ego or anybody like that. No, that's not how I get my information. That's not how I vet my information. I always go to sources who are actually involved in boxing. And I talked to managers who fighters was on the card. It turns out that it is true that some fighters haven't been paid yet. And I'm not going to say this is common. This isn't the first time I've heard anything like this, obviously, where there was an issue with the money. So fans got to stop taking this shit to heart. Like anything negative or like anything that doesn't go with the narrative that you want, you consider it hate. No, some shit just is the way it is. I'm pretty sure these guys are going to get paid. But like it is a new promotion, and why it's not a good look, shit happens. But stop being emotional about it. It's nothing to get emotional. There's nothing to call people names, try to slander them. It's unnecessary. Like y'all take being fans too far. Shits get weird. Now it makes sense why J Prince's been prospering in boxing, and it don't seem to make much money. Boxing makes money, but you got to spend money to make money. And a lot of people that's like newly getting involved in boxing are starting to understand that it's a lot more cost than what you necessarily expect. And hopefully Black Prime is here for the long run, and that they'll do a bunch of shows because that's really what we want. We want more fresh faces in boxing, new blood. We need that. We need guys competing because when they're competing, they're giving us the best cards. And that's really what the goal is. The goal is to see the best fights. But the goal is for everybody to get paid as well. I want everybody to make money. Because if the fighters just make money, and mind you, of course, the fighters first because they're putting their lives on the line. But if the fighters just make money, then the guys that's putting up the money, if they're losing money, they're going to stop throwing shows because why am I going to throw shows just to lose money? That doesn't make business sense. So I want everybody to be prosperous because if everybody's making money, we're going to get more boxing. And initially, that's just what I want, more boxing. And I make money off of boxing. So I'll be capping to tell you that I'm not, invested in everybody being successful because I am. The more cards they throw, the more cards I go to, the more cards I talk about, the more cards I do interviews about. I make money. I'm in Philly, though. It seems like people feel like if you critique BLK Prime, they take it as a dig, like blood. All right, so Philly Zoe, you're 100% right. They're emotionally invested in anything that Terence Crawford does. So somehow, if you say anything about anything that Terence Crawford has going on, they take it as a jab towards them and they feel like they have to defend it with their life. Like, I don't get it. Crawford fight was okay, but the undercard was trash. The undercard seemed like a bunch of showcase fights. Cyborg, Stephen Soko Nelson, Jeremiah Milton seemed like showcase fights. And don't get me wrong, like Top Rank had showcase fights on Teofimo Lopez's card, but they were a bit more competitive showcase fights. They were fights that their guy were favored, but they had to walk through some fire to get those wins. And so, like Jerry Foster versus Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson got caught with some shit to get that knockout. Now he got the spectacular second round knockout, but he definitely got that chin tested. Xander Zayas, they had a dog fight. Like it seems like Xander always gets into a fight when he ain't got to, but still, Xander had a dog fight. Keyshawn really couldn't put the dude out. Like yeah, people's metal was tested, and they passed. Now every fight is going to be, just kicks and giggles. Like sometimes you have to dig. Sometimes you're not going to look good in a win. But be that as it may, was Terence Crawford's pay per view successful? All right. So first, let's talk about the production value. Right, for the guys that thought it was going to be janky, it really had good production value. Felt like they did a great job in that aspect. Uh, what is the bandwidth? They had enough of it into which everything went off without a hitch. I rarely saw complaints. I think I've seen like one or two people complain, but for the most part, everybody had a good viewing experience. All right. As far as the card itself, like I said, it was a showcase card. So whereas though you knew who was going to win every fight, like all you had to do was this. You knew you could pick from top to bottom. But I mean, it is what it is. There actually was one upset where I think the dude Bubbacar Silva, or I forget how you pronounce that, he got upset. But yeah, for the most part, everybody that was supposed to win should win. The glove issue was crazy though. Yeah. All right. So the glove situation, to my knowledge, right? Every sanctioning body for every major fight, there are two gloves that are approved, right? You have your primary pair, you have your backup pair. So when you choose your gloves, the opponent or the opponent's trainer puts on the glove, sees, if the glove it is hasn't been tampered with, or is a legal glove, however you want to call it, and then those gloves get marked, and then they get wrapped, and then they don't even come out until fight night. I think it's like probably like an hour or two before, so you can start warming up, etc. But it's weird that the gloves busted open, and then they didn't stop the fight and then go get the other pair. Like I thought the other pair would be at ringside. It doesn't make sense for the other pair to be in the back. But shit, it's boxing. Stranger things have happened. But it looked like it might have been the leather that they were playing around with. Like I don't know if Bud was hitting the concrete wall and wore him out, and with the leather being experimental, maybe it's a new type because it was a bit glittery. You know, maybe with that made the glove shit during the course of the fight, but them not stopping it didn't make sense because a torn glove like that, when you sweating, that's a recipe for cuts. If anybody's ever been in a boxing ring, that's a recipe for cuts. And the fact that the fight ended right after he busted the glove, it wasn't a good look. So I don't blame Team Crawford per se, but I definitely blame the sanctioning body. Oh, I'm sorry, the State Athletic Commission. All right, my man Paris Robinson Crawford is weak compared to Boots. Spence and Crawford don't have the style and speed and or not technically sound enough to fight Boots. Boots don't get hit at all in his fights. All right, so as far as like with Boots goes, in Terence Crawford and Earl Spence, the advantage that each of those guys has over each other, they don't have over Boots. That's why I don't think that they can win. Like guys talk about, resumes. Like my man Bushido Boxing just put out a video, and he's saying that, you know, Bud is stopping Boots. No, he won't. No, he won't. And Bud's been stopping everything. But fans just got to come to grips with you can like a guy, but you have to recognize the temperature in the room, feel it. So you're telling me, right? Logically, this is the conversation that we're going to have, right? I want you to look right here. No biasness, none of that shit. Let's look right here, right? So you're telling me, for as good as Terence Crawford is, he's 35 years old. So the older, smaller, slower. I'm not going to call him weaker because that seems disrespectful, but not as strong man is going to be the stronger, faster, taller, younger, more powerful fighter. Oh, Crawford can switch. Boots can switch. Like, is that what you're going to hang your hat on? Now, does experience mean something? Goddamn right it does. But Sonny Liston had more experience than Cassius Clay. We saw how that turned out. Sometimes dudes just got your number. Let's let's look at Earl Spence. Earl Spence's size, he imposes his will, breaks guys down over the course of the 12 rounds. He's normally bigger than all the welterweights. He's normally stronger than all the welterweights that he faces. None of those things he has over Boots. Not one. He's not bigger than Boots. He's not stronger than Boots. He's not faster than Boots. He's not taller than Boots. He's 8 years older than Boots. Torn retina, car crash. That's the man you're picking to beat him. Who often partakes in the nightlife. That's the dude you picking? What you want to tell me? The experience? That means something. Oh man, well, he beat this guy, he beat that guy. Nobody that Terence Crawford or Earl Spence has beaten, you wouldn't favor Boots to knock out. I said what I said. I really want you to think. We can run through this list real fast. Kell Brook, Boots will stop him. Cheryl Porter, Boots will stop him. Danny Garcia, Boots will stop him. Jose Benavidez, Boots will stop him. Jeff Horn, Boots will stop him. David Avaneysan, Boots will stop him. I can keep going. Really, really think about in your head somebody that they have fought that you wouldn't favor Boots to knock out. And I'm going to throw a little caveat here that you wouldn't favor Boots to knock out in under 6 rounds. There we go. Is that better for you? Bud would have stopped them with 12-ounce gloves. The commission folded. Yeah. Jerron Ennis is ranked higher than Avanesian, but yeah, Crawford want to pick Avanesian. It's clear. All right, so Crawford picked Avanesian for one reason and one reason only. Right? He was going to get good money to fight a dude that he could have beat blindfolded, and he can get back with his negotiations with Spence. That's all that was. I'm not mad at him for doing it. The only part that irks me is that he's trying to paint a picture that's not reality. He's trying to paint a picture that it was the other side that didn't want to fight, and that's how we ended up fighting Avanesian. No, bro, you saw a chance to get a lick, and you took it because negotiations stalled for so long that they couldn't fight on the November 19th date, so they had to push the date back to February 4th. You saw an opportunity to make the Black Prom fight. I'm not mad at you for doing it. Shouldn't have custom gloves to begin it, but everybody has custom gloves. Everybody, literally. When you on that level, you get custom gloves. Philly zone. Hey, Philly zone. You know what's crazy though? If you don't want to get touched, and of course everybody's gonna get hit in the fight, but if he doesn't want to get touched a lot, he won't. The only reason why he gets touched is because he's really aggressive and wants to go in for the kill. Boots is a better switch hitter than Bud. He actually is, yo. He actually is. It's because the difference between the two is Bud is actually a southpaw that fights orthodox. He's a southpaw fighter that fights orthodox. Boots is actually ambidextrous. Like he shoots a basketball with his left. The shit's weird. The only edge I give Bud is timing. Bud really does have good timing. Bud really does have good timing. Bud is a really good finisher. Like he has good punch variation. Hopefully their best bet is to take Boots in the deep waters. I honestly think Spence would give Boots hell on the inside, but I got Boots cooking him in the mid range. In actuality, he wouldn't. I wouldn't call it hell. Nah. I can't wait to dude see Earl next to Boots because that's something that people have never seen. And you don't realize how big he is. Motherfucker's huge, bro. Especially if you catch him out of camp, not in camp, not preparing for the fight. You catch him out of camp, bro. He's big. But really a southpaw. I don't remember the last time he dominated a fight from the orthodox stance. In actuality, Bud defensively isn't good from the orthodox stance. Like Bud's a better fighter, better defensive fighter from the southpaw stance. He can't really parry a jab out of orthodox. Should we expect Boots to petition for the WBO mandatory position this year? Bull. All right. So the interesting thing about what went on that a lot of people don't know. All right, Jerron Ennis versus Kareem Chudistan. I hope I pronounced that right. was ordered by the IBF for the interim IBF title. So once Boots wins this interim IBF title, he can't be in the WBO rankings anymore. So for all intents and purposes, this bout is to become Earl Spence's mandatory. Quotation marks. This fight is really for the IBF world title. And the reason why I say that is Earl Spence will vacate once Jerron Ennis becomes the mandatory after his bout with Terence Crawford, which I'm pretty sure will happen this year. So this is really Boots' title fight because he won't ever get Earl. Bud is overrated on switching to southpaw for why he really a southpaw. He is southpaw, but he really a southpaw. Boots is a future 3 division champion. They don't come around. They don't come too often. Yeah. Toronto, this is a bad motherfucker. If he were to move down 154, he would have trouble with Charlo. I don't want to sound like a fanboy. Um, Charlo, because of the size, and Charlo's a good fighter, he would give Boots problems early, but Charlo will lose to. Charlo isn't that much bigger than Boots. And Boots is a lot faster than Charlo with a lot more skill. Let me know if you go into the tank fight. Boots looks amazing in his fights, but I got to see him against better competition before I say he beats Bud and Spence. They're battle tested. A house guy, they are battle tested. But you know those battles take something out of you. I, fundamentally, you're correct, but the eyes show you what this is. There's a reason why those guys aren't too keen on fighting them. They see it. Fighters know when other fighters are going to give them problems. And the reality is, I'd rather fight Earl Spence than Jerron Ennis if I'm Terence Crawford. Earl Spence is going to get me more money. Earl Spence is in my era. Earl Spence is not a 25-year-old man. All the experience in the world, right? All the fighters fought in the world can't prepare you for dealing with somebody. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say can't prepare you. It doesn't stop you from being an old man. You are your age. You have experience. You can set traps. But that is a young man right there. That is a young man with fresh legs and doesn't have bad habits. And that is a young man that spars and does everything for 4 minute rounds. So if you think you're going to take him into deep waters and drown him, you got another thing coming. Isn't this technically his first eliminator? No. This is his second. Castillo Clayton was eliminator. Spencer Bud hasn't really taken much punishment. Spence got launched through a car window. Spence got a torn retina. That's punishment, bro. Who wins? 140, Haney versus Tio. Greg being Tio's head trainer. Haney. Love Greg, but Haney. Easy. Yeah, it's a good undercard. I want to see Boots become good at clinching. Yeah, fellas, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, man. I got a lot of good interviews. I really don't go live that much. Looked like AJ came to the States to bring Derek James on as a trainer. What do I think about that? I think it's about goddamn time. No disrespect, right? Looking at Anthony Joshua, he looks like a Derek James fighter. Strong, rigid, straight up and down. The Derek James style worked perfect for him. Think about Charlo, think about Earl Spence. Simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication, right? He's Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia doesn't fit what you do. He doesn't. I know you want to add new things, but Robert Garcia specializes with a certain kind of fighter. And I'm not saying that black trainers shouldn't train with Mexican fighters or vice versa, but some trainers specialize in certain skill sets and abilities. Derek James specializes in that one. L Dub, what's good, bro? T.O. needs a new trainer. Yeah, he needs to bring somebody else in. I'm not saying get rid of your dad, but he needs to bring in another voice and bring in new information. Spence took punishment for sure. And can't some weight cuts took a toll on Spence. Yeah, I appreciate that, Kyle. Hey, Kyle, I'm not these other dudes, yo. And I'm not saying it to knock them. I'm just saying there's a difference. I don't have a horse in the race. I don't give a flying fuck about the Spence Crawford beef and the back and forth between the fans. And oh man, you're ducking and you're duck. Man, look, you're scared. You're scared. Ain't no fighter scared of another fighter, bro. It all comes down to business. Yo, what's up with Boots? Are ninjas really not trying to fight? No, no. And it's not because they scared. I keep the same energy. It's not because they scared. Business. I look at that kid, right? That kid can beat me. Am I going to lose to that kid for 4 million or lose to Spence for 25? Lose to Spence for 20. Lose to Bud for 20. And to me, ain't no doubt in my mind. Boots stops both of them. Now, if they were younger fighters, now we got a dog fight on our hands because they were some bad motherfuckers. 35, 36. Bud will be 36 in what, March? Spence will be 34? Come on, man. Tom is undefeated. And the first thing somebody's going to say is Floyd, right? Oh, but Floyd, they not Floyd. Some dudes are special. Shit, Ray Leonard special, but Ray Leonard wasn't Floyd as far as being able to be elite for that long. Hey Jay, talk to me at the weigh-in, bro. I still can't choose. I'm leaning towards Rivera, but I want to see how their bodies look at the weigh-in because Ali is a big kid, and I wanted to see if he had a good weight cut. Why is everybody ducking Shakur? He's not that great to me. Shakur has no power. Frank Martin is going to take over the 135 division. When you say ducking, what do you mean? Fans have an irrealistic point of view of the sport of boxing. Let me give you an example. So Shakur said, "Oh yeah, Camboso's fight ain't gonna happen. He don't want to fight me. Why should Cambosos fight you? Cambosos fought Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and he had 2 losses in a row. Why would you fight Shakur right after that? After coming off 2 losses, what manager or trainer would do that? Your guy needs a softer touch. He's fought 3 tough fights in a row. He needs a softer touch. He needs to get. They need to go back to the drawing board, work on some things. Shakur is just trying to get a name, but what you need to also ask yourself is why does Shakur want to fight somebody coming off of 2 losses? He saw the success that Devin had and realized that he could duplicate that success while getting a big name at 35. So it makes sense for Shakur to want to do that. And it makes sense for Kambosos not to want to fight Shakur right now. I like it. EJ Boost is a great fight. Shit, I would love to see it. Do you think Jermaine Ortiz can still get a lot better? I see him having an upside. I like Jermaine Ortiz. If Jermaine Ortiz tweaks some things in camp, I think Jermaine Ortiz could be a guy at 135 pounds. Definitely do. I don't think George ducked, but I believe Pitbull and Zepeda did. Okay, Kyle, let me shoot Pitbull and Zepeda some bail real fast, right? Now, like I said, I keep this shit 100. Okay, Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter. Who has the belts at 135 pounds? Devin Haney. Why the hell am I going to fight Shakur Stevenson when the belt's not on the line? Shakur Stevenson is a world champion level fighter. He's a pound for pound fighter. So there's such thing as like minimums in your contract, right? So there's what you get for a non-title fight and then what you get for a title fight. Why am I going to fight Shakur for a minimum amount of money when I know Shakur will have a belt next year and I'll have a better chance of winning if I develop and keep progressing? Why do that? That's giving Shakur all the advantage as opposed to putting myself in the best position to succeed. Isaac Cruz, I never thought that would happen because Isaac Cruz is signed to MP Promotions and he's been fighting on PBC. MP Promotions, that's Manny Pacquiao Promotions. Do I see Manny Pacquiao taking his fighter over there to Bob? No, I don't. For a non-title fight, I don't. When I could possibly get a Tank rematch, nah, don't see it happening. Come on, man. Shakur and Keyshawn is more skilled than Frank Martin. I agree. SS is that guy. He's a great fighter. If Black Prime business was bad, was this simply a tune-up slash stay busy? I mean, it wasn't got it got the rust off. Your boy Boots trying to fight nobodies. What the fuck you doing, man? I don't know if he's trying to fight nobodies. I don't know where you got that from. Can't help it if the dudes don't want to fight. Can't help it if the dudes are in positions where he's too much of a dangerous fight. I believe Shakur is great. His skill set is top notch. Doesn't have power, but his IQ is something special. Shakur should take the fight with JoJo at this point. It'll be a good intro over 35. And JoJo one ducks, no smoke. Shakur is going to be in a position where they're going to really, really have to overpay to get him opponents without having a title. Boots is a great fighter. I feel like there's flaws and questions he had to answer before EJ or Bud. Youth should fear experience. No, you shouldn't fear experience. They both have advantages. Youth should respect experience. You shouldn't fear it. I can bring up 7 to 8 situations that dudes were more experienced and they got their fucking ass beat. Because at the end of the day, Father Time is undefeated. What experience did Andrew Reeves have that led you to believe that he would do that to Anthony Joshua? Let me know these great fighters that Cassius Clay fought to let you know he would stop Sonny Liston. What great fighters did George Foreman fight that would let you to believe that Joe Frazier would get done like that? Tell me all this experience that Ray Leonard had when he washed uh, Wilfredo Benitez. Come on. I wish Boots was fighting Ellis in January. Yeah, that's a good fight, but problem is, man, Sheedy only had one round in 2 years. So when Rashidi Ellis turned down that fight, I wasn't surprised. It doesn't make sense right now. As fans, we want to see fights, but there are plenty of reasons why fights don't happen that have nothing to do with a fighter being scared. But in our mind, okay, if you don't want the smoke, that dude said your name, you don't want the smoke, you scared. No, there's plenty of reasons. Y'all need to stop ducking smoke from Virgil Ortiz. You're proving Virgil fights Stanionis versus Boots. Okay, Virgil petitioned the WBA to fight Stanionis. Boots petitioned the IBF to fight Earl Spence Jr. What are you saying, bro? What are you saying? The WBA granted Virgil's. The IBF didn't grant Boots's. What do you want him to do? I'm just saying, yo. Dudes be acting weird. He's not. He's not. He needs some rounds. He gotta get some rounds in. We hype young fighters up early today, and then one by one watch them go bad. Berlanga still hasn't lost a fight. I mean, he's had some bad performances, growing pains. If you want these kids to like step up, some shit like this happens. Javante Davis fights after the 2 fight deal. I don't know. I don't know. They were booing. Fans weren't happy. They didn't feel like they got their money's worth. Hey, ugly. You said you got receipts. Virgil told him he'll knock him out easy, and Boots ain't said nothing back yet. Boots has said a bunch of stuff to Virgil. Only thing that Virgil said is, I'll, I would take that fight, and then nothing ever happens after that. Boots said he'll fight Virgil right now. So I don't know what you want to say, bro. You clearly got an agenda. I don't see that fight happening anytime soon. But shit. I see the play. Ellison Villa at 8-9 in the IBF. I can see that fight as an eliminator for the number 2 spot, and then face Boots in the summer. Stay tuned. I don't think it happens in the summer. I don't think Boots versus Rashidi Ellis is realistic to 2024. Remember, Al just signed Rashidi Ellis, and Boots isn't signed to Al. So I don't see Al risking his new pet project at 147 pounds to Boots, especially when Rashidi hasn't been active. He got to knock some more rust off. Fulton versus Inoue, break it down. Ask Greg from I Got You. I see y'all trolling tonight. Like I said, Look up any interview. Do this, right? Put Virgil Ortiz versus Duran in this YSM Sports Media, right? And see how Boots reacts to Virgil, and then go look up a Virgil interview and see how Virgil reacts to Boots. Uh, See what he says when like, "Oh, do you want Duran in this next?" But yeah, Boots not ready for Spence. Y'all want Boots to get punished, just like Mikey got punished, right? Bootsy going to throw in the towel, but make a roll off the thing, bro. Stop it. Hey, Green. Yo, the funny thing about the Crawford situation, right? All right, so Terence Crawford fans keep running with this narrative on why Boots and Virgil didn't petition the WBO to fight Bud. Terence Crawford is the super champion. Super champions are ordered to fight mandatories every 18 months, not years, not a year, not one calendar year, every 18 months. So Terence Crawford is not available to fight a mandatory until May. So you want Jerron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz to petition to fight somebody in May. So when it's ordered in May, they have 30 days to come to an agreement. So then that would be June. And then the fight would be in July or August. Does that make sense to you? So become the IBF mandatory right now or petition to get a fight that's going to take place in August. That makes sense? I'll wait. Sparks, how's he going to sleep boots? Explain it. Explain it analytically. What is he going to do? I agree. I agree, Doug. I can definitely see that happening. Rashidi ain't a young fella. Yeah, Rashidi's 29. I don't think Inoue can be Cool Boy. It's it's three styles, right? It's three styles that I feel like you do not want to see an elite version for the first time. Three styles that if you have never faced this style, sparred this style, you do not want to face an elite version of this style. It'll definitely be a culture shock. Cuban style is one. If you've never fought a Cuban before, you don't want to fight a prime Arislani Law or a prime Rigondeaux, David Morrell, anybody like that, Luis Ortiz, seeing that style for the first time. You don't want to. Second, Mexican style. The UK fighters be getting their ass beat by Mexicans you've never heard of. Listen to a top tier UK fighter world champion. The Mexicans be beating their ass. You know why? They don't get Mexican sparring. They didn't grow up fight Mexicans, and they fight straight up and down. Mexico, Mexico doesn't really care about amateur boxing. So whereas those UK fighters win international tournaments, they're going up against everybody but Mexicans because Mexico doesn't they care about professional boxing. So by the time they get on world level, they go up and they pick a Mexican journeyman and he beats the ever loving shit out of them. Last style, African American style. Can't duplicate it. If you've never seen it before, if you've never fought it before, when you get in that ring, it's like nothing you've ever imagined. Quickness, the rhythm, timing. It's just a lot to deal with. If Villa wins, I bet he gets Boots in the summer. That's the Samson fighter. He don't mind matching them tough. If Villa wins, then there's a good chance he gets Boots. Al ain't gonna let Rashidi in there too early. Al's gonna put Rashidi in the best position. What do you think about Keisha? Ooh, that might be too much too soon for Keyshawn. That's a tough fucking fight, Kyle. That's a tough fight. Hell no. Zoe, these fighters are sensitive. Yeah. You hear me? These fighters are sensitive, right? These dudes take this shit to heart. Anything I'm saying, they take that shit to heart. So pound for pound list, dudes, if I leave somebody off, them dudes will be in their feelings, bro. No cap. Marion Brown, interview with KO Fulton. Okay. So you saw Inoue beat a 40-year-old Donaire, beat Emmanuel Rodriguez, and now KO Stephen Fulton, a big 122, a big fast 122, crafty, who has a better resume than Inoue. He's fought better fighters than Inoue. It's not conjecture, it's just facts. He's going to knock him out. So the dude that started off his career at 108 is going to move all the way up to 122. Never fought a black guy in his life, never sparred a black guy, but he's going to knock him out. Cool, Mary. Cool. Thumbs up. Nice story. I don't think a lot of times y'all fans get caught up in the hype. The good big man beats the good little man. You know? That's just how it goes. They got weight classes for a reason. Top three trainers out of Philly, current heaven or historically. Yeah, Robert Garcia said that 4 or 5 years they'll be ready. But yeah, what do I know? I mean Ray and GPO. I still want to see it. Still want to see it. Inoue would easily stop. Fulton will run and move up. Hey, so wait, Goose, right? So Scooter's fought his whole career at 122, and Inoue's moved up in weight a bunch of times. Now Scooter's on record for saying that he's having trouble making weight at 122 pounds. So it's running when Scooter does it, and when Inoue moves up, it's what? Because this is that'll be his fourth division. And every time I talk to Bob about it, Bob doesn't seem too keen on making that fight. He's not really interested in making that fight. But somehow to fans, guys are scared, even though Cool Boy has actively said he want that fight. And Inoue really hasn't decided on what he's going to do as far as moving up or whatnot. So, go figure. And now Fulton doesn't want to fight MJ. Wow. Yeah, Fulton doesn't want to fight MJ, even though he's on record trying to get the undisputed fight. But MJ, his IBF mandatory got ordered. And y'all ever notice Eddie Hearn talks about every fight except for that one? Eddie Hearn's always talking about these unifications and undisputeds, but he never mentions MJ and Stephen Fulton. I wonder why. Hmm. Yeah. You mean after he wakes up, take some time off, maybe goes on vacation? He's gonna need it. I mean, Bates, he should get it. He should be able to get 3 fights in. And Philly Zoe, he did have some swag in there. I like Inoue. I think Inoue's a bad motherfucker. But at the end of the day, Inoue just fought somebody that won their belt off of a guy that was 12-4-1. 12-4-1. That's how that guy won his belt. Crawford was throwing shots at Boots manager Duncan, saying they moving him slow for a reason. Did you see that? No, I didn't see it. I mean, he can be critical. He can be critical for. He can be critical towards Cameron Duncan because Cameron Duncan represented Terence Crawford at one time. But why didn't he call Boots? Why didn't he call Boots his team instead of calling Avaneysan? He said Boots' name never came up, but he's the boss. He brings the names up, right? Just saying. Tell Bud to stop fighting lesser tier fighters. Stanionis claims he never got an offer from Boots. What do you hear? What do I hear about him getting an offer from Boots? They did. Steven Espinosa tried to make that fight. Yeah. So one thing I do know about boxing is sometimes fighters don't hear about stuff doesn't get the fighters. I'm gonna say that. So whereas though Espinosa and Cameron Duncan are trying to get Stanionis, Richard Schaefer could have sights on Earl Spence, being that he was supposed to be WBA mandatory. So see again, right? These are guys that don't understand what they're talking about. Tehran, I'm gonna say it for the last time to anybody watching. Terence Crawford is the super champion. His mandatory is ordered every 18 months. His mandatory isn't due until May. That means they will not order a mandatory until May. Then that means that the earliest they could probably fight July, August, around that time. So you're going to petition the fight of mandatory 7, 8 months in advance? That makes sense? I know I'm being super sarcastic tonight, but like, do dudes even like, do y'all even research stuff or you just hear something and y'all run with it? shit is. Whew. And I'm not even accusing dudes of ducking. I'm saying the business of boxing is going to prevent us from seeing certain matchups. But here y'all go. I got a question, though. I got a question for Crawford fans. If Earl Spence would have pulled out of negotiations with Terence Crawford to fight David Avaneysan, would you have considered that a duck? People in the comments, please answer. If Boots take the IBF eliminator, it's a duck. So Boots fights an IBF eliminator to become Earl Spence mandatory instead of waiting till July for Terence Crawford. It's a duck. Okay, cool. It's like y'all show agendas, man. Y'all show agendas. When you favor certain situations because of the fighter involved, then you come on, man. Okay, Tyrone. Then it's a duck to you. I wouldn't want you as my manager, bro. Mandatory isn't even available. You know, shit. Right now, that'll be what 8 months. Yeah, wait 8 months. If you don't wait 8 months to fight Bud, you a duck. Where y'all get this shit from, yo? So wait. If Boots don't wait 8 months to fight Bud, like fuck getting the mandatory position now. Wait 8 months to see if they'll make you the mandatory. So wait 8 months to see if they'll make you the mandatory. It's a duck. But you skipping over and not even calling Virgil Ortiz or Jerron Ennis to fight David Avanesian is what? Hey, Mr. Ugly, let me ask you a question. You said Virgil said he knocked Boots out. What contract they sent? What phone call did they make? I'll wait for you. Good example. So so Bud's ducking Charlo to run. So with that logic, Bud's ducking Charlo. He hasn't petitioned to fight Charlo, even though petitioning to fight Charlo would be stupid because Charlo is about to satisfy his WBO mandatory in Tim Zoo. So whereas though another mandatory wouldn't be due till 2024. But since we're going to use your logic, Teron, if Bud don't petition to fight Charlo, then he's a duck. That's the energy we giving out. Virgil didn't duck to take the WBA route. Jerron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz trying to secure mandatories, or in Virgil Ortiz's case, the regular WBA instead of waiting 8 months, 7 to 8 months for Terence Crawford. That's what's happening. You in your feelings, bro. You in your feelings. You in your feelings. And I'm making you look bad on live. Boots can fight Bud in 2023. He can. It don't got to be for mandatory. Why does Boots need to petition to fight Bud? By the way, did Avaneysan petition to fight Bud? Boots will take that fight now. The Avaneysan petition? What? Hey, fellas, in the comments, real fast. What petition did Avaneysan put in to fight Bud? Let's see before we get his feelings. But yeah, everybody answer that question. What petition did Avaneysan put in to fight Bud? That's first. And secondly, if Spence would have left negotiations to fight David Avaneysan, would everybody have considered that a duck, especially Terence Crawford fans? This ain't for you, Tehran. We already realized you're a fanboy, my nigga. Yeah, third eye. He petitioned to fight Spence because Spence hasn't had a fucking mandatory in the IBF for 4 years. The mandatory is fucking due. Bud, on the other hand, he just fought his mandatory last year. His mandatory is due every 18 months. The last fight Spence fought was a unification. The last mandatory Spence had was Danny Garcia, the WBC. Therefore, he has mandatories due. That's why you petition. You petition to have them order the mandatory. Why would you petition them to order a mandatory that you know is not due for another 7 months? It's fucking stupid. Like, here I am, right? You got the dude on here talking about Boots is ducking Virgil. But I'm not going to sit here and say that Virgil is ducking Bud because he went the WBA route. Because I know the business of boxing. The business of boxing, certain shit just makes sense. As fans, in your eyes, man, I'm not going to say in all fans' eyes, but you got the fanboys like Tehran. Tehran's a fanboy. It's a couple fanboys on here. Tehran, Mr. Ugly. Who else? Ghost Gaming. Yeah, if you tell me that Bud can beat Boots while I don't agree, I'm gonna respect your opinion. I don't see it that way, but I'm gonna respect your opinion. But there's a big thing between ducking and just shit just not making sense. Yeah, Boots is not the number one in the WBA. WBO. He's not. Bud is going to go fight another tomato can. I actually think Bud gonna fight Spence. I actually think that. You're a Bud hater, boxing ego. You show it all the time. I'm not boxing ego, bro. My name is Jamil. No, no, no. Turn around. You don't know boxing. You're a fanboy. You turn around. You're a fanboy. Oh, so every light skinned nigga look alike, huh? Huh? Nah, I don't look like boxing ego. Don't do that. They think Boots is ducking crawfish, but Bud picked David Avenue. Hey, they in their mind, Terence Crawford can't do nothing wrong, in their mind, everybody's just afraid. Like Bud walk by, people get the chills. They come up with these delusional scenarios. Like he could have called Virgil, he could have called Boots. He didn't. But somehow they're afraid of him because they won't petition to be a mandatory in 8 months. But David Avaneysan didn't petition shit. He just got the call. It's weird, man. I don't know. To be honest, I never heard this man. Bro, I don't even like Spence. I'm not a Spence guy. Like I can't say I'm a Spence fan. But if I say something negative, then they'll call me a Spence fanboy. If I say something negative about um, Spence, they'll call me a Bud fanboy. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. I try to keep that shit a bean. I understand that Terence Crawford made a business move, and as a man, hey, do your thing. But at the same time, you don't got to blame the other side for a decision that you made. Yeah, please do it. Please do it. You get Eric Gomez, and I'll get Cameron. Sound good, Mr. Ugly? And then have Eric Gomez post the offer sheet. You're gonna see where Cap and get you, bro. Haven't heard but mention spending. I still think they're gonna fight, bro. I still think they're gonna fight. Boots would have been number one with a vacant two slot. All right, but this the thing, Green. That'd be the case after Stanionis and Virgil fight, right? So you literally have to wait for Stanionis and Virgil fight in order to become the number one in the WBO. I remember when Bud was the awesome switch hitter in their boots. Some people are weird as shit. Be a fan of yo, man. And no matter me giving him facts, he's still in the comments spitting off nut ass rhetoric. Can Boots realistically fight without Showtime involved? I'm not sure the details of his deal. Whether it's exclusive, whether it's a fight by fight, I'm not sure. Again, Tehran doesn't understand boxing. You're only the mandatory when you are ordered to fight. There's a difference between a mandatory and a number one contender. Come on, bro. Get off my show, man. And I say get off, not because I actually want you to get off. I want you to get off and go do some research. Fat still, I've been sneak hating on Tank lately. Nah, man. Nah. I feel like dudes, because of Tank's power, dudes just think Tank could beat everybody. Them young boys ain't playing with Tank, man. Them young boys ain't out in the club. They not for games, man. And they hungry. So I want to see those fights. And a lot of time, man, Tank be capping. And capping in the sense of Tank got fights lined up, right? So Tank got two fights lined up, and he talking about he gonna fight. He want to fight Shakur and Devin next. That's not happening. It's not happening. Not right now, at least. Do I think Tank's scared of him? No, I don't think Tank's scared. But Tank be capping in the sense of saying that those fights is gonna happen next, knowing damn well they ain't gonna happen next. And he did it last time. He was like, after Kambosos, you know, and after Rolly, I fight Devin next, knowing damn well he wasn't gonna fight Devin next. Like, stop it. It's not 8 months, my guy. Okay, let's do the math, right? So Terence Crawford fought Sean Porter in, was it November? November. So November to November is 12 months. And then you have December, which is 12 months in a year. Then you got January, February, March, April, May. So it will be ordered in May, and then they'll give you 30 days to come to a deal, right? So when you come to a deal in 30 days, they're going to give you between 8 to 12 weeks to prepare for the fight. So you went from May to a fight in possibly July and August. So yeah. So unless your math is different than mine's, be about 8 months. You can contact me, um, Facebook, Instagram, bro. YSM Sports Media, Twitter, any of that. YSM Sports Media. I'm always available. You ever see a no money guarantee? Yeah, a kilo of good content. I see you at the events doing videos. Glad to see Ascension. We're in Texas though, and we're Spence fans. Strap season. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Hopefully y'all get that fight, man. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see where y'all where that fight's gonna be at. YSM don't bet. Want no? Don't be. Yeah, that's how you felt, nigga. Where was you all? Where was you at all day, nigga? Take a bet on Ryan Garcia versus Tank? Then no, Johnny. I'm good on that one. You said them young boys be in a nightclub too? Yeah, they be in a nightclub. They don't be having fat camps though. They don't be having fat camps. Them young boys ain't sweet. If Tank's locked in, but we think Tank's locked in, and then after a fight, he get in trouble. Like Tank is the most like undisciplined talent nigga, man. Like it's crazy. So, like y'all want me to just write off the dudes that really focus and hone in on their craft? I can't just write them off in the fight against Tank, man. And that's my issue. You taking it as sneak dissing, like, nah, it's not sneak dissing, but I feel like everybody be writing dudes off because Tank punch hard. Still got to land them punches, bro. And if we gonna keep it a beam, man, Tank is fighting one particular type of fighter. He fighting guys that's gonna stand right in front of you. So I got to see those fights. Salute, salute to you, Juice, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, I did. I did. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did. He shouldn't have been there. Johnny, I would say something smart, but I'm not. I have to understand that I am on live. And you already know what my comeback would be. Tank got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of distractions. Let me say that. I don't remember that. But we're gonna see if is Tank gonna pursue that. Remember, Tank ain't got no promoter, right? So we're gonna see if Tank pursues that next. Haney did have to honor his agreement with George. Tank not fighting Devin anytime soon because Haney moving up to 140. Kind of like you doing now. I'm not sure. You gotta give me context with that, bro. Devin was in contract. Tank wasn't thinking about him at the moment. I think it was. I think it was in the sense of they put on a good show, like production wise. I mean, the undercard left a lot to be desired, but a lot of the fights ended in spectacular knockout. Now, honestly, right, as a boxing fan, as a casual boxing fan, what do you want to see? You want to see spectacular knockouts. You want to see guys get their head knocked off. So, did the people in Omaha leave with a sense of excitement? Yeah. Bud put a dude damn near through the ring. So, I feel like fans got their money's worth. They probably had a great night. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when dudes be calling me YSM, I don't like it because I am not YSM, right? YSM is a name for me and my homies when we were young, right? So we thought we was the bulls. So we called ourselves Young Stud Movement, YSM for short. And so when I started this, I made the name YSM Sports Media as a homage to my niggas growing up. So not a lot of people knew that. But yeah, shouts out to my homies, man. Shouts out to my homies. Miss them dudes. We getting old now. North Pole fishing. Oh, appreciate you, bro. Shouts out to Chi Town, man. My uncle was living out there for a minute. Boots can use the Muhammad. Gaddy! It's you! What up, Gaddy? I thought you didn't watch me, my nigga. I thought you didn't watch me, bro. I didn't realize that was you. Tell me how the Muhammad Ali Act could stop the the W or help the WBO mandatory being in May. Tell me how that, because I think you need to read the Muhammad Ali Act again, my nigga. But Getty, appreciate you though, bro. I thought you just hated on me on Facebook, but you said you didn't watch, but you do. But regardless, even if you came here to argue, man, I appreciate you though. Shout out to YSM. I like the interviews with Boozy Ennis. Thanks for keeping us informed. Oh man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for all your support. We tried to get in contact with Boots team, and y'all respond none. I'm not on Boots team. Who'd you try to get in contact with? Hmm. I think you're going off of Tank's pass. I am going off of Tank's pass. Now, if Tank shows me something different, for the next couple of years, then I have to go off of that, off of recent. But Tank just got booked, bro. Tank is on trial right now. So historically, he's been undisciplined. He's a very talented kid, but he's been undisciplined. So if he puts all that stuff behind him, then shit, he has a good chance of beating them. To me, they all have a good chance of beating each other. Maul is undisciplined. Mel seems to be about his business. Shakur did just miss weight and was in a bad situation. He was in a bad situation because of the people that he was around. And I don't think that boxers should really hang out with rappers and street dudes because shit like that is bound to happen. But how many times Tank missed weight? Like you got Shakur on the one time, but Shakur's a young man in the sense of he's growing. He was already too big to be in those weight classes. So Shakur missed weight. Tank's missed weight. I'm gonna say two, maybe three times. Like Tank moved up in weight and missed weight. So a kilo. I'm not trying to pick on him. These are facts though. So yeah, Shakur did miss weight. And if Shakur shows another sign of that, then I'm gonna get in his ass. Jeff! What up, Jeff? And yeah, Kevion, he was undisciplined for that. But it hasn't been a historic thing. With Tank has been a historic thing. Tank's been locked up 2 to 3 times. I've watched Tank smack phones out of dudes' hands. So like this is like, and then with missing weight. So it's a bunch of different situations. Nah, man, we ain't a gang. It's a clique. Yeah, yeah, it's a clique though. You 100% right. You 100% right. You weren't even old enough to get off the steps when I was outside, Johnny. Like these are facts, bro. You weren't even old enough to go to the corner store. Like you went to school with my little cousin, man. I'd have been patting you on your head, man. Like, ah, good job, young boy. Is it? Last time I saw he was with Derek James. What gym was he in? Dub. Was he in Shula's with Bradman? Yeah, what up, Shannon? What up with you? I don't even know what Bud Crawford, Big Fish. That's your name, bro? Wow, it's not a good look. No, no, I'm a journalist, bro. I'm a journalist. I'm a basketball player. I never really got into boxing. Like I've trained a little bit, but I've never had a fight. Sparred a couple times, but nah. No, not at all. Ain't you from like you from Toledo, right? Yeah, I think you. Shit, are you from Toledo? Appreciate you, Jeff. Thanks for the $10 super chat, man. Thanks for the love. Hey, Dub, did you see any pictures? And if you did see a picture, send me the picture. I can tell by the background of what gym he's in. It would only make sense for him to come to, if I had to think about it, it'll either be shoeless. He wouldn't get trained by Angel. So it'd either be shoeless, which that's Breadman in him, Mr. Posey, Rel. Yeah. Mm. Shit, I'm tired as fuck, man. I'm about to go to sleep. Bishop, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the love, man. I think if Avaneysan makes a good case for no contest, I don't know. I don't know. You feel like that because of the gloves? I hope he had Boozies because Eddie and I forgot about that. Oh shit. Oh, I forgot about that. Yo, Toledo. Yeah, he's next. Yeah, he's the next heavyweight champ, bro. Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt in my mind. Ain't no doubt in my mind. He's a bad motherfucker. But yeah, we've been cooking y'all Ohio dudes, man. All the AAU, man. Cooking Ohio dudes, man. I'm trying to think. Who was the dude that y'all had that was nice? Mike Connolly was nice. Who was the dude that went to Ohio State? He played. I think he played on the AAU team too with him and Greg Oden. Mike Connolly and Greg Oden. He was like a two. I'm about to head out, Johnny. So I'll call you when I get off. Bevo. Yeah. Yeah, Daquan. Yeah, he was all right. I fucked with him. He was nice. Daquan Cook. Yeah, what happened to Daquan Cook? Yeah, I fucked with him. Yeah, we played them at AAU. Mike Conley, fast as shit, bro. God damn. But yeah, Daquan was nice. Daquan from Dayton. Okay. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. Shit, I'm gonna head out, man. It's fucking midnight, man. Oh yeah, Harlem Globetrotter. Wow. Okay. I thought he would have been overseas making a shitload of money. But yeah, man. Thanks for joining us, man. We really appreciate it. I'm about to go to sleep. But yeah, man. Yeah, I swear I did, Jeff. I did. So I read it again, man. Thanks, my man Jeff, for supporting me, whether it's Instagram, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? He's always there. My day one, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, I'm about to take it down, man. We out.